Yeah, I was talking to a young man yesterday about his program. And he had been on a program for the last 3 weeks, and he said his weight was the same. He's going to get married in a few months, and he wants to get in shape for his wedding. Now, I'm going to speak very freely to him right now. You don't listen. You're like every other person in society today. You've been told all this stuff about everything. Whether we're talking about historical events, whether we're talking about Russians hacking our elections, whatever we're talking about, people just hear something from an authority figure and they say that's right. And then when you try to set them straight about how it really works, either they're too polite to argue with you because they know, for instance with me, they know so I'm such a vociferous arguer, they won't do any good. So they kind of say, yeah, I agree, yeah, wonderful, yak, 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 yak. And then they just go back to what of that, or they argue with you, okay? So let me just give you the facts as they were. Now, there are two different things that we're concerned with as men in our programs. Number one, first thing, we want to be more athletic or stronger. We want to run faster for our, if we're on a football team or we're on a baseball team, we want to lift more, or we want to improve the aesthetic spirit look of our chest, or we just want to impress our fans with how many push-ups we can do. That's number one. That's performance. And number two, we're concerned about our weight. Some people are concerned about gaining weight, and some people are concerned about losing weight. You and I are both fairly big guys. You're bigger than me, but I'm pretty big. And I'm naturally about 190, 180 pounds. I'm a big guy, so I'm not concerned about that. I want to keep my weight down, and I've been pursuing my weight and keeping my weight for about 40 years. I mean, before that, I didn't I didn't care. Just ate whatever I wanted to. Now, I can give you all these arguments about why it works, but we know how to lose weight. We know how to lose weight. It's not hard. Now, there's a book called Why We Get Fat by a guy named Gary Taubes, and he's a journalist, and he went through the examples of diet advice that had went on for the previous 200 years, and for the previous 150 years. I mean, if you go back from when I was born, from 1960 back the next 150 years, then roughly from that time, the advice was very consistent. They would put people in bed to lose weight. They would keep them inactive, and they would give them, and they would take away carbohydrate and feed them very little and starve them, and they lost weight. And they realized that you shouldn't eat carbohydrate, and they said to avoid carbohydrates and you lose weight. And we've known this for hundreds of years. We've known it. We've known why we get fat. It's carbohydrates. Now, I will explain the mechanism in my Bachelor of Arts, whatever way I know. It's pretty simple how this works. Because we eat so much carbohydrate now, especially these dense ones, our body lives off the sugar in the body and use sugars as a source, and it doesn't access the fat stores that are on your body. So if you cut out the carbohydrates in your diet, or you do IF or intermittent fasting, what happens is the body will switch sources and it'll start using the fat as a source. Okay? And Mr. Taubes, in Why We Get Fat, he spends 150, 160 pages explaining all this, and then towards the back of the book, he breaks down a diet, and he gives you what to do. And he pretty much, and I followed his diet in 2010 and lost 3 pounds every week consistently on it. You eat less than 50 carbs a day. That's it. You don't eat carbs. I pretty much ate red meat and salad, and I cheated some with chocolate mousse. And now I can make my own chocolate mousse. It's all carbohydrates. And I lost 3 pounds a week. And I did exercise some. Since that time, since I got off that diet, I've been intermittent fasting. And I eat whatever the heck I like, and I do lose weight. I can do that. So if you want to do that, that's fine. But if you absolutely, positively want to be in shape and look good for that, you need to follow that 50 carbs a day. Period. It will work. You'll lose 3 pounds a week. I did. Now, if you cheat or if you don't do it, then it won't work. But if you eat hamburger salad for breakfast, hamburger salad for lunch, and a hamburger with salsa for supper, I guarantee you'll lose 3 pounds a week. Guarantee it. Might get monotonous, but you'll do it. So it's up to you, buddy. Bye.